Bills with Shawnee addresses raining down over her neighborhood in Tulsa. So those storms pick up debris and carry it for miles and miles and miles.
They do. And remember, we did the stories on the May 3rd tornado. They found pictures from family albums in Kansas.
In different states.
In different states from the one here. So the power is incredible. And we do know also that right now at least 6,600 folks are without power here in the metro because of the storms. And we're talking about 6,600 accounts, which means homes, and you know that expands exponentially from the folks who live there. So a lot of people without power right now.
Let's show you a video of one of the earlier tornadoes today. This one was the one that moved through Luther. And this one is curious. You can see the white there because of the power flashes you'll see. And that's how storm chasers often know if a twister is on the ground.
Yeah, look at that, folks. That's violent.
Violent tornado. Violent tornado off to the right.
And there it is.
You listen.
Debris cloud. There is a large structural debris back north of Luther.
That's Reed Timmer.
Yeah, Reed and Mike.
And of course, if you want to see the destruction that those cause, we're going to go to Meg Alexander right now. You've been in that area around I-40 previously where we saw the semis overturned, Meg.
That's right, here at 177 and I-40. Let me give you a little perspective of what was going on. This is what we were told by OHP. The tornado, as you know, touched down Lake Thunderbird, and it came up and over. You can see, obviously, swath right here on the highways where all the damage was done. You'll see a bit more. We're shooting video right now, but it just came this way, and there's just a track where it went up here, destroyed all the trees. There are houses that are leveled over there. We're going to get a little video of that in just a moment, but it's very obvious the path of this twister. Now, as we told you earlier, what happened is 3 semis coming over this overpass, and they were blown over, one all the way down to the second level. Again, as Waleed is shooting, you can see a number of houses up there have been destroyed. We're getting video of that for you right now. As he comes back, though, we'll come back to where the semis are. One of them still here. All the boxes, the load gone. One semi still up there overturned. There's one right here that's overturned. All the cars have been cleared at this point, but we're told when the final count came down, they believe 9 vehicles total were involved. As we showed you from Bob Orr Chopper 4, one of those vehicles, we believe it was a black vehicle, was flattened, pancake. They were saying it was a pancake. And the first thought was, what happened to the driver? Well, apparently he had stopped his car and gotten out and taken cover. He would not have survived. There's no believing he would when you see that car. We're told that 4 people have been transferred with injuries. One is in serious condition. We're being told the rest are going to be fine, mostly lacerations, that type of thing. But the one person does have some head injuries. But at this point, they're saying none of those injuries are life-threatening. The cleanup situation, they say, is going to be about 2 hours here, so you just want to avoid this area altogether. I'm Meg Alexander reporting live near Shawnee. Back to you.
Now, Meg, where you're at I-40, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and they're diverting traffic.
I-40.
And they're diverting traffic there, and I saw a long line of lights behind you on the access road, if Waleed could pan over there, and that's why folks are being encouraged to avoid this area. I-40 is such a busy highway. They're diverting traffic there to get it around that, and it is a long wait, it looks like.
Yes. It is absolutely closed here, and they're bringing them down on 177. You can see all these cars. Yeah, that's slow going, and as you said, it is backed up way up there because this is an absolute no-go here on I-40 right now.
And Meg, have they given you any idea when they'll have that cleared? I mean, it's a huge mess.
It is, but they said 2 hours. They have all the cars cleared, and now they have to move the semis. So the biggest problem is going to be this semi right here, but I don't know if you can see behind me. The wrecker crews are here. They're turning that one over right now. If you look up there, the wrecker is turning that semi up as we speak. This will be the last to go and probably the most difficult. Yeah, so they're confident, though, they can get this done in about 2 hours.
And that's the little tow truck that could there. It's pulling that big old trailer back up on its side. Yep.
Yeah, do you see that? Yeah.
And I remember
when we
first saw that video from the air, Meg, it made you wonder why that truck didn't just fall over that overpass. It was so off balanced.
It was, and there's a belief it had something to do with what the load was. It must have just been enough weight in the bottom to keep it from doing that and just blown a certain way. Whereas this one, you see, there was a lot of load in this truck. That probably made it a bit top heavy, and whoa, it just went right over.
Meg, do you have a clue what's in those boxes? We keep looking, trying to read the labels.
I know. Well, I tried to ask OHP. They weren't completely sure, so nothing has come out of them. So we're still working on that. Hopefully I can bring you that information a bit. We know it's not toxic, though, so that's good news.
Yeah, that is good news. Nothing's leaking out of it. All right, Meg, we appreciate that very much. Meg is at 177 and I-40 where they are diverting traffic. So if you're going to be out anytime soon, or if you know somebody on the road on I-40, you might call them and tell them get ready for a long delay in that area because it's a mess.
And it gives you a different perspective as you sit here all afternoon and report and listen to Mike tell you exactly where the storm is going. And he said precisely that storm is getting ready to cross I-40, and you see exactly there what happened when it did. You lose your perspective sometimes about how strong those storms are.
Oh man, I tell you, and it just seemed like it followed the highway. Like I-40, it seemed like it just followed that road all the way east, and now it's veered off to the northeast from what we know. So again, we unfortunately do know there were fatalities, at least one, maybe two, in the mobile home park that was demolished by that big tornado that went through there. Mike and them call it a grinder, and that's what it did. And
Shawnee authorities apparently still looking for at least 2 people who are missing in the Shawnee area. Don't know for a fact that they're from the trailer park, but they are missing in the Shawnee area. Meg, can we come back to you for just a second? You got new information?
Sure. Yeah, I don't know if you call this breaking news, but this is what's in the boxes.
That?
We found some of it. Plastic little cups or something.
Oh, okay.
I would say, yeah. So again, nothing dangerous, and I think it's going to be relatively easy to get them picked up because even the ones that came out, we are finding in packages like this. So they're getting this under control here.
So a relatively light load there, Meg. Thank you very much.
Yes, it is a light load.
All right, let's go to Lance West in the newsroom where he has more information.
Hey guys, we've been talking about the damage in southeast Edmond. The hardest hit, probably the new Mercy building going in at I-35 and 15th. We were able to get some pictures from inside to show you the extent of the damage there. If we can show you those pictures real quick, we'll kind of tell you what happened about 4:20 this afternoon. This is hard to believe, but tornadoes do strange things. Looked like it punched a heart right out of that glass window. That is inside the Mercy Edmond complex at I-35. Let's go ahead and show the next picture. It'll show you a little bit more of the extent of the damage there. This facility, the tornado sort of hopscotched across southeast Edmond, but they say it sort of landed on top of Mercy Edmond I-35. I think we have one more picture we can show you of. This is a large 2x4 going through the wall, and what you can't see from this particular photo we took is that it came out the other side of the building. So it penetrated the whole building and out the other side. I'll try to have that picture for you tonight at 10. You can get a better perspective of the damage there. But they were set to open up on the 8th of July. That's when the first patient was scheduled to show up at that facility for treatment. That has obviously been delayed indefinitely. They were filling the swimming pools with water for clinics and therapy. We're told now those pools are filled with glass. They had just brought in tens of thousands of dollars of landscaping all around the building on Friday. They were just beginning to put that landscaping in. That was all shredded, obviously, by the storm that passed through this afternoon. But it may sound cliche, but they say it could have been a whole lot worse because today they were planning on having a registration for an athletic club that they're building inside that hospital. And because of the weather they heard was coming, the impending warnings from the forewarned storm team, they canceled that. Everyone was cleared out in plenty of time, and there were no injuries. And there probably would have been quite a few when you look at the extent of the damage that passed through this afternoon, guys.
Boy, boards like that going all the way through the building, can you imagine the people have been in there? And that's a shame about that because they've been working on that a long time. That's going to be an expensive fix for the folks at Mercy.
But seeing that too before, Reed Timmer was telling me as he was showing me the Dominator one day, they've got this special coating around it, and just to see how much it would withstand, they took a cannon and shot a 2x4 into the Dominator, and whatever coating they have on it, the 2x4 went in, but it stopped it, and then the coating clamped back down on the 2x4, so they couldn't get it back out. They just had to take a chainsaw and cut it off at the edge.
Oh boy, yeah, that's science for you.
Those guys know it.
You learn by it. Now let's go to, I believe we have Chase Thomas, and Chase is also in the Shawnee area near that the semi wreck there. We're talking about 2x4s here. Sorry about that, Chase. But anyway, you have some new information for us.
Yeah, guys, we're going to recap kind of what we've been tracking all afternoon and all evening. We started out in northwest Oklahoma City, near MacArthur and right near Mercy, really. And we looked and we saw that developing thunderstorm cloud, and that's when it really got its act together and moved right over parts of the Edmond area. I showed a video a few minutes ago, and we're working on some more video for you coming up here in the next, at least next half hour. But that weak tornado moved through the Edmond area, a lot of damage. We went through the neighborhood, and we didn't see any injuries or anything, which is just fantastic news. And then that tornado moved through the Arcata area, and then we dropped south and went on I-40 here to Shawnee, and this is where this massive tornado moved through the area just west of Shawnee. A lot of debris all over the road, a lot of power lines, a lot of trees. We kind of got stuck in a neighborhood just south of where I'm standing right now, and with it there was an elderly woman that was trapped in her storm cellar. There was a lot of trees on it, and we could hear her talking, but she was doing okay. Power lines on it. First emergency came, or first responders, I mean, and they removed the tree limbs and the power lines, and she's A-okay, but her house was completely gone. And she said that she was watching Mike Morgan and the Forewarned Storm Team, and she knew, when to seek shelter. We just left the mobile home park in this neighborhood just to my north, and we'll be showing video a little bit later. And we talked to this family, the Carter family, and the Carter's family's house is basically half destroyed. However, about 100 people now are at their house from all over the city. Family from Oklahoma City have come in here across the Shawnee area, and they're literally already built a new structure to the house. They have wood. They're building a new roof right now in the middle. The sun is now starting to set, and they're just, extremely grateful that, they have all this support. Of course, it's Oklahoma. We like to help out other people, and the community is coming together for them. And we're going to show that video coming up, and we'll hear from the Carter family. And they said they had plenty of warning, which is great news. The reason why we do this is to keep you guys safe and forewarned, and they said they had about 15 minutes of prior knowledge that the tornado was coming for them. They left their house, went to their neighbor's house that had a storm cellar, and nobody in their immediate neighborhood suffered any injuries, which is great. But he said that his truck was thrown about 100 yards, so definitely a powerful tornado that ripped through the Shawnee area. Reporting live in Shawnee, Chase Thompson, News Channel 4.
All right, Chase, thank you, and it's good to know folks are out there helping out, as they always do in Oklahoma when their neighbors need some help.
That terrible weather, good folks.
Yes.
Now, Adam Mertz is in the area up there around Shawnee. Let's go to him for a phone interview. I know you're working on a story for tonight at 10, Adam, but what are you seeing?
Yeah, Linda, we are in the trailer park that is just south of I-40. It's called Steelman Estates, and from where I'm standing, you could make a 360 turn and not see a single home left standing. It is complete and utter devastation out here. What authorities are doing right now, they've blocked off about half of this housing development, predominantly mobile homes, and no one's allowed past this area. And what authorities tell me they're doing right now, it's basically a search and rescue effort. They're going from property to property, just looking for anyone who may still be underneath some of that debris, people who are still alive, looking for any victims whatsoever. Right now, as I speak, they're actually pushing people farther back. They're expanding this area where they're blocking off where people can go. A lot of the people that are standing around here are people who live here. Some of the folks I spoke to say that they left, they had relatives in the area that had storm shelter, so they went to their house, rode out the storm, and then came back here to find that either their house was severely damaged or their home was not left standing. So, again, a lot of people are out here, most of them homeowners, most of them victims, are wondering, hey, what's left of their home, what can they salvage? And then there are more than likely people out here who are looking for family members to make sure that they're all right and that they got out okay. Cell service has been a little bit spotty out here, and it's been hard to keep a cell phone. It is a pretty rural area, so I wouldn't be surprised if people are coming out here just to check on relatives, too. But again, right now, authorities tell me that they're not going to give any sort of numbers or any sort of information in terms of the number of people hurt out here or even